Hey, Scott from mygrowthrings.com here. Today happens to be in High Point, North Carolina, where I thought I'd take a moment to tell you an interesting shop safety story. So, about 25 years ago, I was working in an architectural millwork shop in Dayton, Ohio, and I was in the shop at my bench about 20, we'll say 20 feet away from my coworker, Drew, who happened to be doing some routing on, I think he was making an entry door. We made doors and windows primarily. And something happened, and from across the room, a chip, I mean, a minute chip of wood flew and hit me in the eye. And we spent the next probably hour with me laying on the floor and him flooding my eye with eye cleaner that we happened to have on hand. And even despite that, it felt like I still had this thing in my eye. So I went to the eye doctor only to discover that I had chipped a chunk out of my cornea. And they gave me some eye drops, gave me an eye patch, and I went on with my life. Well, probably a year later, I got what I thought was pink eye. So I go to the eye doctor, and he put some drops in my eye and said, "Whoa, how did you injure this?" And I said, "Well, remember last year I got that chip of wood in my eye." And what I learned then and experience now at least once a year is I have something called recurrent corneal erosion. So this chunk of my cornea was removed by that piece of wood. And it turns out the epidermis of our eyeball heals very quickly. I mean, days, it heals over. But unfortunately, in the depths of the cornea, that doesn't heal quickly. And so inevitably, I'll wake up in a hotel room, and before I'm fully awake, I'll rub my eye and I will tear my cornea. And then that gives the appearance of me having pink eye. It isn't necessarily pink eye, but the whole recovery process looks very much eyeball gets goopy, eyeball gets red, and it just hurts like heck. Well, of course, a couple days ago it happened again. I wake up and I realize, ah, dang it, I tore my eyeball again. I go to the eye doctor here in High Point, and he checked my eye and he said, "Okay, guess what? This time, not only have you torn your cornea, but you also have pink eye." So it's happened a few times since then that I literally get pink eye as a result of tearing my cornea. Now, in a related story, unrelated but related, I have an uncle who got testicular cancer from a jointer. He was helping somebody run a very large beam through a jointer, and so he was helping to support the weight on the infeed side when he or the operator experienced some form of a kickback, and it hit him right in the nuts, and that created some swelling that didn't go away, and in fact got worse. And it turned out that that impact, that jar, was enough to trigger the unnatural growth of some cells, which ultimately became a tumor, and so on. Anyway, who would have thought you could lose a testicle in a joiner injury where you're not even operating the joiner? So the point of sharing this is to tell you, um, you got to be careful in the shop, and even the injuries that happen as a result of somebody else's behavior, or maybe something that's not exactly what you're doing at the moment, can have a lasting impact. Um, I had my knees replaced last year. And back in my 20s, 30s, I used to pride myself in kind of being a human forklift. Anybody who wanted help moving, oh, I'm there, I'm on it. And I'll take this end of the piano, you three take that end of the piano. And I would just move anything and everything. And as a result, I just destroyed my knees. Now, there was also the occasional skateboard injury that contributed to it as well. But you just never know. Guys, take it from this old dude. Take care of your body. It's the only one you get. And around the shop, when you hear me harp on you about things that have to do with safety, it's not just because I'm concerned about you needing a Band-Aid today, but the lasting effect of some of these injuries can be huge. So anyway, hope you're doing well. That's all I got. Make it a great day, and see you again soon.